You won't believe this bizarre tribe that lives in the Arctic, in one of the most inhospitable places on the planet, where the cold is capable of freezing even the warmest thoughts. There are people who have not only survived, but have thrived for centuries. Each of these tribes has a terrifying secret, and today, you'll get to know each of them. Are you curious? Join us, and let's go. Number 13. The Chukchi. You can't imagine what these people do to survive at the end of the world. In the far northeast of Siberia, where temperatures drop to -60°C, the Chukchi have developed such incredible techniques that even scientists are amazed. They are the only people on the planet who raise reindeer in temperatures so extreme that they would freeze even a digital thermometer. The most amazing thing is the way they sleep. Traditional Chukchi houses, called yarangas, are made of reindeer skins and have a room within a room, a smaller, warmer area where the family sleeps completely naked, even in the most brutal cold. It's like having a high-tech heating system, only completely natural. Their diet sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. The Chukchi eat raw reindeer and seal meat, but it's not for lack of choice. It's because they've discovered it provides them with vitamin C, which is essential for survival in the Arctic. They're so adapted to the cold that Russian doctors were shocked to discover that their metabolism works differently to ours. Number 12. The Inuit. The Inuit have developed extraordinary skills that seem to defy the laws of nature. Their hunting techniques are a perfect example. Using harpoons for sea creatures and bows and arrows for land animals, they are able to survive in conditions that would be impossible for most people. The most fascinating thing is how they make the most of every resource. From caribou, for example, they use the meat for food, the skins for clothing, the fat for fueling oil lamps, and the bones are turned into precise tools. Their parkas and mukluks, special boots, are masterpieces of survival design, keeping them warm even in the most extreme temperatures. Inuit art is something that has to be seen to be believed. Using materials such as soapstone, walrus tusks, and bones, they create sculptures that tell complex stories about their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. In winter, they build igloos out of packed snow, creating shelters so well insulated that they can keep warm even when the world outside is frozen solid. Their language, Inuktitut, is a treasure trove of ancient knowledge, carrying in every word centuries of wisdom about how to live in harmony with one of the most challenging environments on the planet. During the summer, they adapt again, moving into tents or turf huts, demonstrating an astonishing flexibility that has ensured their survival for millennia. Number 11. The Sami. Imagine a tribe so ancient that they were still around when the last ice age ended. The Sami didn't just survive that era, they thrived, creating a culture that spans 4 modern-day countries: Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. Around 1500, they did something revolutionary. They began domesticating reindeer. Today, around 10,000 Sami people still practice reindeer husbandry, a right protected by law in Norway and Sweden. Their traditional dish, bitos, a rich stew made with reindeer meat, potatoes, and carrots, is living proof of how this connection to reindeer has shaped every aspect of their lives. Sami music will leave you speechless. Their unique form of singing, Yupik, is one of the oldest musical traditions in Europe. It's not just music, it's a way to honor people, animals, and sacred places. Their craft, duoji, produces stunning pieces of cloth, wood, and silver that seem to capture the very essence of the Arctic. Traditional Sami clothing, called gakti, is an explosion of color and creativity, decorated with silver accessories that tell stories through every detail. But perhaps most fascinating is their belief in the spirits of nature. For the Sami, special stones called seidi and sacred trees are not just landmarks in the landscape. They are homes to powerful spirits that have protected and guided their people for millennia. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 10. The Koryaks. On the Kamchatka Peninsula, the Koryaks have developed a symbiotic relationship with reindeer that goes far beyond simple domestication. Each animal is considered sacred, and absolutely nothing is wasted. From meat to skins, bones to tendons, everything serves a vital function in the survival of the community. Their semi-subterranean homes are true masterpieces of adaptation to the extreme environment. In summer, they use specially designed tents to keep cool, while in winter, their underground dwellings provide perfect thermal insulation. The Koryak women have developed an impressive knowledge of edible plants, making the most of the short growing season. Number 9. Yupik. Deep in the frozen heart of Alaska, a small community of 60 people holds ancient secrets that defy modern understanding. The Yupik do not see the world as we do. To them, every towering mountain, every tiny fish, and every snowflake carries a soul of its own. At the heart of their beliefs is the Elam Yua, the universal spirit that they believe created all life. Yupik shamans have powers that intrigue the scientific community to this day. They can cure illnesses using ancient techniques, communicate with invisible forces, and, according to the elders, can even bring bad luck to those who disturb the natural balance. Their masks and sculptures, made of wood and ivory, are true works of art that tell stories through each delicate carving. During potlatch ceremonies, the Yupik perform hypnotic dances that seem to transport everyone present to another dimension. Every movement, every gesture has a deep meaning that connects the past to the present. To survive in the Arctic, they have developed impressive hunting techniques, using harpoons and spears to capture seals, walruses, and caribou. Number 8. The incredible story of the Gwich'in. Deep in the Arctic, there is an ancient legend that will make you rethink everything you know about the connection between humans and animals. The Gwich'in have a surprising story. They say that, in the beginning of time, they and the caribou were one being. When they were separated, they made an eternal pact to honor this ancient bond. Today, the Gwich'in are master trackers. They know every move of the porcupine caribou, predict their migration routes, and protect their habitats with astonishing precision. This knowledge is not found in books. It is passed down through generations, through stories and practical experience. But what's most remarkable is how this tribe is standing up to modern threats. When oil companies tried to encroach on caribou breeding grounds in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the Gwich'in didn't stand by. They became environmental warriors, fighting not just for the animals, but for an entire way of life that has existed for thousands of years. Number 7. The Nenets. In the vast Siberian tundra, the Nenets have developed a skill that sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. They can read ice and snow like the pages of an open book. Their vocabulary is so rich in terms for different types of snow that they can predict weather changes before they happen. Their traditional homes, called chums, are masterpieces of natural engineering. Made from reindeer skins, these conical tents can withstand temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius. What's even more amazing is that they can be assembled and disassembled quickly, allowing them to accompany their herds during seasonal migrations. Nenet society is organized into clans, with each family having its own territory and unique customs. Shamans, known as Tadia, are the guardians of the balance between the human and natural worlds. However, this ancient culture is now facing its greatest challenge. The Yamal industrial project is encroaching on their ancestral lands, threatening to destroy migration routes vital to their survival. Number 6. The mysterious Ket. Deep in Siberia, the Khanty and Mani tribes hold an ancient secret that will make you rethink everything you know about our relationship with animals. For them, the bear is not just an animal. It is the son of the supreme god Tum, a powerful ancestor who walks between two worlds. When a bear is hunted, something extraordinary happens. The entire community comes together for a spectacular festival, with dancing, singing, and storytelling to celebrate this sacred animal. The bear's skin is decorated with colorful ribbons and placed in a place of honor inside the home. It's not just a ritual. It's a way for the community to deal with the emotional toll of taking the life of such an important creature. The masks and costumes used in their ceremonies are truly living works of art. Each piece tells a centuries-old story, with characters from nature coming to life through mesmerizing performances. Shamans, the tribe's spiritual masters, are the guardians of this sacred knowledge, connecting the human world to the spirit realm. Number 5. Aleuts. The Aleuts are cultural resistance fighters. When Russian colonists arrived in 1741, they numbered 25,000 people, spread across the Aleutian and Koryak Islands. In less than 2 centuries, their population plummeted to just 2,000. Yet they managed to keep their unique culture alive. Their ancestral language, Unamtunu, is struggling to survive, with only 109 fluent speakers. But what is most fascinating is how they managed to preserve their spiritual practices even after the arrival of Christianity. Instead of abandoning their beliefs, they created a unique blend of rituals that still exists today. The Aleut men were masterful seafarers in their bidarkas, skin-covered kayaks that braved the frigid Arctic waters. The women developed sophisticated foraging techniques, ensuring the community's survival on fish, birds, shellfish, and wild plants. During World War II, they were forced from their lands and herded into internment camps, a wound that only began to be recognized in 1988. Number 4. Evenk tribes. More than 3,000 years ago, the Evens and Even tribes began their journey between Lake Baikal and the Amur River. What no one expected was that these tribes would develop such advanced survival techniques that would leave even the most experienced modern explorers in awe. Their conical tents, made of birch bark or reindeer skin, are masterpieces of natural engineering. The most fascinating thing about them is their system of sharing. During the hunt, no one is left behind. Food is distributed to ensure everyone's survival. The word shaman, which is used all over the world today, comes from their language. Even women have developed a unique technique of using fish skin to make clothes, a method so effective that some modern designers are trying to replicate it. But time is running out for them. Their ancestral language is rapidly disappearing as new generations adopt Russian. Number 3. The Khanty. If you think hacking is a computer thing, you need to meet the Khanty. These people who live in western Siberia have developed such a complex system of traps for hunting that modern engineers are amazed. They can predict the behavior of animals with a precision that no algorithm can match. Their secret? A deep understanding of natural mathematics. Khanty traps are built using perfectly calculated angles and tensions, as if they were programmers of nature. But most impressive is their 13-month calendar, based on the behavior of animals and plants. It is so accurate that even today meteorologists consult Khanty elders to understand weather patterns. They also created a communication system through tree carvings that works like a primitive GPS. Each mark tells a story, provides directions, and even warns of dangers. It's like a navigation app, only made of wood. Number 2. The Yukaghir. In Siberia, there is a tribe that sees the world in a way that will leave you speechless. For the Yukaghir, every flame that dances in the fire, every tree that moves in the wind, every ray of sunlight that cuts through the icy sky has a soul of its own. At the center of it all is Pugu, a solar deity who acts as a cosmic judge, ensuring the balance of all things. The most impressive thing is how they treat their shamans after they die. Instead of burying them, they preserve their remains as sacred relics. Each clan has its own soul, shaman, who serves as a living bridge between our world and the spirit realm. They can cure illnesses, protect the community, and even predict the future through dreams. Their hunting rules are so specific and detailed that they read like a modern environmental protection manual. Each animal has its own protective spirit, and hunters must follow specific rituals to maintain the natural balance. Trees are considered brothers who protect the people and are honored through special ceremonies. Number 1. The Dolgans. In the middle of the Siberian tundra, there is a people who make the impossible seem easy. The Dolgans are masters at living on permafrost, that layer of eternally frozen soil that everyone thought was uninhabitable. But not only do they live there, they have developed a navigation system that puts GPS to shame. They can identify more than 40 different types of snow and ice, each with its own name and specific use. It's like having a supercomputer in your head. Dolgan women make such excellent insulated clothing that major winter clothing brands have been trying to copy their techniques for years. The most fascinating thing is how they preserve food. They have developed a method of fermentation in ice that allows them to store fish and meat for months without spoiling. It's like a natural freezer, only much more efficient. Scientists are studying these techniques to develop new methods of food preservation. Now I want to know from you, which of these tribes shocked you the most to learn about? Tell me in the comments below. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen? I separated it especially for you, so click now to check it out. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.